So hello and very good morning my dear students. As in the previous video we have seen the question for the topic that is increasing and decreasing function, strictly increasing, strictly decreasing function, that at which interval it increases and at which interval it decreases, or strictly increases, strictly decreases. So now we are going to see another topic, that is maxima and minima. Okay, so first of all, how we can understand as the name depicts maxima, that means there is some maximum case, and minima, that means there is some minimum case. Okay, so maxima here says that if you have any function fx and you want to know that what is the maximum value of this function, or at which point this function will give you a maximum value, okay, maximum, and at which point the function will give you the minimum value, or the absolute maximum value, or the absolute minimum value. That means in this section we are going to emphasize on this. So let me take one example that will clear the things very easily. Okay, I'm taking very simple and explanatory example. I'm considering fx is equal to sin x in interval minus pi to plus pi. Okay, that is minus 180 degree to positive 180 degree. And here in front of you is a sine wave I have drawn from minus pi to plus pi. Okay, I think you can understand that how I have drawn this graph. How sin x, for minus pi what is the value, for minus pi by 2, for 0 degree, for pi by 2, and for pi I have plotted and I have drawn. Here 1 minus 1 and here 1, because sine pi by 2 is what, 1, so here, and sine minus pi by 2 is what, minus 1, so it is like this. Now from the graph we can easily analyze that this is the maximum value and this is what, the minimum value of your graph. Your maximum value, that means the maxima. Now this condition is called the maxima and this condition is called the minima. So how you can write that at point C is equal to pi by 2. I'm considering a point C is equal to pi by 2. At this point the function has, the fx has maximum value, and at point C equal to minus pi by 2 the function, your fx, has minimum value, that is a minima case, and this is the maxima case. Alright, you know, at the extremum value you won't get that answer, because sine of minus 180 degree, that will give you 0, and this will also give you 0. Okay, as you can see, no, 0, so answer will be what, 0. Okay, like this. So here maxima case and here minima case. Okay, all right, let us understand the concept again from this function. Fx is equal to x square. X square means it is a 2-degree equation, means it is a quadratic equation. All right, and we know what is the graph of the quadratic equation, that is parabola. So let us see how parabola is drawn with this function and what is its maximum and minimum value, or maxima or minima. Okay, so first of all we need the domain of this function. So what could be the domain of the function? That means whole real number, but you see if ever you put the negative values here, you will always get positive, because the power is even. So the negative term will be what, positive. So the domain will be close bracket 0 till positive infinity. Are you understanding that how I have written domain? I have not included the negative terms. Why? Because even if you put negative there, you will get positive only. So the domain, it accepts the domain from the 0 to that means infinite. This will be no, see, domain, it will accept the whole real number, but this will be the range. the range I have that means it should be range, it should not be the domain, because domain it can accept the positive and negative, the whole real number it can accept, but the range, how to find range, how I have written range like this. See, if consider y is equal to x square, if you cancel this you will get x is equal to root y. Okay, now if I ask you that what will be the range of R, then you will say the range will be from 0 to positive infinity. Negative should not be there, then it if we put negative then it will be imaginary. All right, so that is how we found the range. You only need to express x in terms of y, and then from there you find the range. Okay, so this was not the question. Our range is 0 to infinite and domain is full real number. So what could be the graph of this function? This is y-axis, this is x-axis. Y is equal to x square is our equation. If you put x equal to 0, you will get y is equal to 0. If you put x equal to minus term, you will get y as that means y as positive only, and it will be increasing in such case. Okay, for 1, -1, -2, -3, -4, and this will be what, squaring, and will always get a, that means increasing one. And if you put x is equal to positive terms, you will get the graph here like this. So that is how we got the parabola. Now from this question we can say that the function has minima at x equal to 0, because this is the minimum case. Okay, and can you just find any of the maximum value from this graph? No. Why? Because it is going up to infinity and it is also going up to infinity, and we don't have any absolute maximum value for this function. So hence we say that it has the minimum value at x equal to 0, but it has no maximum value or no maxima. Okay, all right. Now let us come to the next topic, that is local maxima and local minima. Local you can understand like a relative maxima and relative minima. Now in front of you I have made one graph here, okay, of a function. Let us consider that as fx in some interval having d as a domain, and at maxima at x equal to c and minima also. That means that means this you can read from the definition. I'm directly explaining you. Okay, what is the local maxima and local minima? So if you see the graph, if you see these two, from here we can say that it is a local maximum value, and here this is local minimum value, because if you consider this wave, this is going, that means wait. So this is the local maxima and this is local minima. Now if you compare these two, then if this is local minima, then on comparison with this is what, again local maxima. And when you go down and if you see this wave, this is a local this is somewhere relative to local maxima, and this is local minima. And when you go again after there, you will see, so local, that means locally you want to see, you have to see that which is going in up, that means which is going more upside and which is going downside, the amplitude we say. Okay, and as you see that why I have drawn this line, if you see, if you want to see the absolute maximum value, so what will be the absolute maximum value? This point will be your absolute maximum value, and which will be your absolute minimum value? This will be your absolute minimum, because this is the longest, here you have the longest amplitude and here you have the lowest amplitude. Okay, so this is the point of absolute maxima and this is the point of absolute minima. And you understood the meaning of local maxima, local minima. In this only there are so many points of local maxima and local minima, and in this one you should know that a local maxima or minima value may not be absolute maxima or minimum value. That means you cannot say that this will be the absolute, this will be, because any, that means not any, the maximum value will be your absolute maximum value. Okay. Okay, before going to the next topic, I just want to share some remark from you in this topic only. So, geometrically, a point C in the domain of the given function f is a point of local maxima or minima. So, from the domain, that means, say for example, if you have a domain as in the closed interval a b, okay, so under this domain you will have a point C which will be your, that means the local maximas and local minima. That means you will get the point C, okay, those will be your local maxima and local minima according as a graph of f has peak or trough. So what is this peak or trough? This is peak and this is trough. This is peak, okay, this is trough, this is peak. So for local maxima we call it as peak, and for local minima we call it as trough, and that means, and under this, that means the area, this is called the cavity. Okay, so this mathematical terms you have to understand. And the second point, which says that a point which is either a point of maxima, local maxima, or a point of local minima is called an extreme point. Okay, and the value of function at that point is called the extreme value. So a point where you have, if you have local maxima or local minima, then that point is called the extreme point, and the value which comes on that point is called the extreme value. So extreme value and extreme point also you understood. Okay, now the next topic comes the critical or turning or stationary point. You can express this point in three terms: critical point, turning point, or stationary. They all are same. So why they have used this many terms? Just to make the thing very clear. Critical point, okay, it is somewhat difficult to understand. Turning point, that means we all have some turning point in our life where our life changes. Stationary point, I'll explain you with a very beautiful example. Like if you throw a stone in the air upside, so what you will notice that if you have thrown the stone here, so it will go up to its maximum height, and at one point it will be in rest, and then it started to fall. So this point is called the turning point, because you thrown the stone up to this height. Okay, at this height what will be zero? That means your potential, that means your kinetic energy will be what? Zero, because here you have at rest position, and as in this point will be called as the stationary point, because here the stone will be stationary, and at this point only it started to turn the position, it turned around. That means it changed its direction and it started to fall down. So this is called the critical point, turning point, or stationary point, anything you can call. Okay, and you know the example which we have taken, that sine x in interval minus pi to plus pi, as we have considered fx. So what was the graph? The graph was minus pi by 2, 0, pi by 2, and pi. So the graph was going like this. Here pi. So can you tell me what will be the turning point? The turning point will be, see, as this was the minima value and this is the maxima value, we are not considering. It started to increase. Okay, it increased, and here it started to fall. So this point will be considered as the critical point, turning point, or the stationary point. Now how you can verify this mathematically? We understood here that it started to increase here, and it increased, and at this point it again decreased. See, this was the -1 condition and this was the +1 condition. So from -1 to +1 it increased and it again fall down. So this is its turning point. Okay, in this graph this point is the turning point. Now how to find this one? So see, you have function fx is equal to sin x. Differentiate this function f dash x is equal to cos x. See, one very important point you need to note, that to find the critical point or turning point or stationary point, your fx should be differentiable. Okay, if and only if your f is differentiable, then only you can find the critical turning or stationary point. Okay, so as in this is trigonometric function, it is differentiable, fx is equal to cos x, and you put fx is equal to 0. Sorry, f dash x is equal to 0. So f dash x we need to put 0. So 0 is equal to what? Cos x. At what value you get cos x? 0. So at x is equal to what? Pi by 2. So we got the answer pi by 2. Okay, understood? So how to find the critical point? First, you see that your function is differentiable or not. If it is differentiable, then go and find f dash x, and you put f dash x is equal to 0 and get the value of x. That x point will be your critical point. Okay, let us come to this question. Okay, question says find maximum and minimum value of function fx is equal to x plus 1 in first question in open interval -1 1 and close interval -1 1. Now try, please focus here, that what is the criteria or working rule for finding maximum and minimum value of any function. So before starting any question, you need to just fix something in your mind. The function which has a critical value, then only it will give you the maxima and minima. We need a one critical value to get the absolute maxima and minima, and this is fact. Why? Because if your graph is like this, then that means there should be some critical value, no? Then only you will get the maxima and it will go in the absolute minima. There should be some change, the turning point in your function. Okay, that turning point will decide that which will be your maxima and which will be your minima. So always try to see the turning point of your function. And how to get turning point, I have explained you. F dash x is equal to 0. This will give you the turning point. Okay, so here fx you have x plus 1. So just differentiate this. Your f dash x will be what? 1 plus 0, 1 only. Now as the turning point we will get, if your f dash x is equal to 0, so your f dash x is 1 and 1 is not equal to 0. That means this is a fallacy. This says that you won't get any critical point. So from this condition you will state that in this question, that means fx, it has neither the maximum value nor the minimum value. Okay, are you understanding? Okay, we haven't got any turning point. So what does this says, that it may have that means if we didn't got any turning point, so what we do, you put the value of your interval in the function. We haven't got the critical point. Now -1 and 1, it is in the open interval. That means we don't have to consider -1 and 1. We need to consider only 0. So fx is equal to 0. So what you got? Fx is equal to 0. That means there is no maximum and no minimum value. Now if we talk about this function, you can include -1 and 1. So you try to find -1. So -1 will give you 0, and what will 1 will give you? It will give you 2. So in this case your maximum value or absolute maximum value is 2, and in this case your absolute minimum value is what? 0. Okay, so the thing is, if you won't get the critical point, you just put your intervals in the question, and from there you find the absolute maximum value and absolute maximum value means what is the greatest value of the function, and you are bounded with some interval. So put one interval here and one interval here, and like that you find the absolute. This means this function on this interval have a absolute maximum and absolute minimum. There is no local minima and no local maxima in this one. Okay, understand this also very that means keenly. Alright, let us come to this question. It says fx is equal to 2x cube minus 9x square plus 12x minus 5 in 0 close interval 0 3, and we need to find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum values of this function. So What is the first working rule? Find fx, f dash x. What will be the f dash x? 6x square minus 18x plus 12. Put f dash x is equal to 0 to get the critical point or turning point. Okay, so 6x square minus 18x plus 12 equal to 0. Take 6 common, x square minus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. So I'm directly giving you what will be the factor of this. X minus 1 and x minus 2 will be the factor. So from here you got x equal to 1 and x equal to 2. So you have two critical points, x equal to 1 and x equal to. That means this is a case of somewhat like this, where you have so many n number of local maximas and local minimas, and we need to determine that which will be the absolute maximum and absolute minimum. Okay, so x equal to 1 and x equal to 2 we got. Now what you have to do, you have to consider this also. So you find f0, you find f1, f2 and f3. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Take the interval, both the extremum values, put these two also in the function and put these two also in the function. So let me tell you the answers directly. With f0 you are getting minus 5. With f1 you are getting 0. With f2 you are getting minus 1, and with f3 you are getting 4. Means 0 in this function we are getting minus 5, 1 in this function 0, minus 1. Now which is the maximum value here? So at c equal to 3, or at the point this point, the function has the absolute that means maximum value. Okay, that means maximum value of this function is 4. Okay, and what will be the minimum value of this function? This will be minus of 5. When you put x equal to 0, we'll get minus 5 as the minimum value. Okay, and the point of maxima is 3 and point of minima is what? 0. Are you getting? So as we have touched this session, that means section, that means this topic, we will be going to solve more question in the video. All right, so stay tuned. Just try to do practice of this question. I will share the images of this exercise. Okay, try from your side. We'll solve more question in the coming video. That's it for today. Thank you so much.